This video examines the Supreme Court case of Lafuente and Panagitan versus Davao Central Warehouse Club, promulgated on March 17, 2021. The decision was authored by Associate Justice Henri Jean-Paul B. Inting. We begin with the factual background of the case, which involves employment roles, an incident regarding missing warehouse inventory, and the subsequent management disciplinary proceedings. The case involves two primary employees, Nilo D. Lafuente, the dispatching in charge, and Billy C. Panagitan, the assistant dispatcher. They worked for Davao Central Warehouse Club, where their core responsibility was ensuring that warehouse inventory matched physical stock during dispatch and release operations. A corporate audit revealed 29 missing television sets, valued at over 448,000 pesos. The investigation found that empty boxes were used to conceal the loss. Furthermore, it was discovered that the employees had noticed the empty boxes prior to the audit but failed to conduct a count or inform management. Following the discovery, a preventative suspension was issued in September 2016. A formal termination notice followed in October. By January 2017, a labor arbiter ruled the dismissal illegal, but the NLRC later reversed this, a decision eventually upheld by the Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court. The legal issues raised in this case center on whether there was compliance with procedural due process and if there was substantive cause for dismissal under the Labor Code. There were two main legal controversies. First, whether the preventative suspension violated the statutory twin notice rule, and second, whether the dismissal was valid for gross and habitual neglect of duties despite the petitioner's long tenure. Regarding due process, the court found the first written notice was sufficient, an administrative investigation was conducted, and the preventative suspension was a valid protective measure for employer property. On the issue of substantive cause, while the law generally requires neglect to be both gross and habitual, the court ruled that a single act of gross negligence is sufficient if it causes substantial financial loss. The Supreme Court reasoned that gross negligence involves a lack of slight care. The petitioner's failure to report empty boxes constituted such negligence. Furthermore, long tenure does not absolve employees when their neglect causes massive financial detriment. The progression of the ruling saw the labor arbiter initially find the dismissal illegal, while the NLRC, Court of Appeals, and ultimately the Supreme Court upheld the dismissal as valid. In conclusion, the case established that habituality is not required for dismissal when gross negligence causes major economic damage, and that preventative suspension is a legitimate measure when security is threatened. The images used in this video were sourced from Peng Logistics and Limajari Cargo.